Hello and welcome to week 7, and it's also race week. Hey! Also today is the 12th of April, which means the reopening of many things. Well, reopening of the UK, shall we say. Hairdressers are open, barbers, pubs and restaurants, gyms, a whole host of things. Yeah, so the world is opening back up. Crazy times. Just out on a walk today. It is a planned rest day, but I just feel like there's so much going on in my head today. Just so much. Like, social media is filled with everyone reopening, which is superb, and I'm so happy for everyone, which is great. Just so much to see online. But also a couple of dilemmas. I've been emailed by Big Cow Running to see if it's only fair to re-amend my results. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know whether I might just send them my Garmin. They said to send over my Garmin data, and I feel like sending it, but then at the same time like not, because it's my fault. Well, it's not entirely my fault that I went wrong, but it's kind of part my fault that I went on the wrong part of the course yesterday. Yeah, a bit of a dilemma. And then also we're having to make a really big decision about our wedding, and yeah, it's just like a bit overwhelming today in that sense. Like, we've got to make a decision, but because the world's closed right now, it's a bit of a tough one. Well, not the world's closed, but it's been a bit dramatic, but it's just a bit difficult right now. So yeah, just got to take some time to think. On top of that, me and a couple of friends have got spaces for the Essex Marathon later this year. And because we've all got charity places, it's just uncertainty around the charity places. And yeah, it's just like, do you know when you're like just having to adult right now and having to make some decisions? And I'm just when you're like trying to get into work and make decisions at the same time, you just don't want to make any rash decisions without thinking about things. So yeah, I've just taken a bit of time to come for a walk and just clear my head. And then hopefully that might help me. But I always say, write things down on a piece of paper, make some lists, pros and cons, write stuff down. It just helps to brain dump. So yeah, and then this week I'll be taking you through the rest of the taper. So I think it'll be a couple of miles by the time that I finish with this walk. Not too far, but just stretching the legs. And I don't feel too bad after yesterday's effort, which is good, which I'm hoping that I didn't overdo it yesterday. But yeah. Oh, and also James has given me my race strategy for Sunday, and I feel a bit better about it now I have my race strategy. And I'll talk through that later on in the week, I think, with you all. But yeah, race week, bring it on. Track Tuesdays. The agenda for today, James, marathon taper session.
400, about half marathon pace into 200 metre stride times 3 or 4.
Nice.
Easy session.
Easy.
Turnover.
Together, and then I stop for like 30 seconds.
Oh,
and then
they're going on.
Then I have 60 seconds till we do the next K.
James has done a 5 minutes effort. Today's session plan is 3 by 1k and 4 by 150 metres. So I've done two reps, 90 seconds recovery. I'm just saying to James, it feels a bit weird because like just at half marathon pace, it doesn't feel right on the track. But I've got on the Alpha Fly for the 1Ks, and then I'm going to try the Vapor Fly. Still undecided on what shoes for Sunday yet, but wait and see. Right, recovery is coming to an end. I've got 20 seconds. Last one, and then some strides. Got Devon and Ben coming through. So Alpha Flies are off. I've done just one at 150 metres in them, just because of where the start line was. And then now into the Alpha Flies. Go on, Ben. You'll have to excuse the just rolled out of bed face, but today was 40 minutes easy, and I also have a sports massage booked in for this afternoon, and it's kind of like my body knew that I've got a sports massage later, because it just felt quite, it didn't feel really sluggish or anything, but Just didn't feel like super easy like it kind of can. I mean, I did do a session yesterday, however it wasn't really exactly an intense session. It was a 3x1k at around half marathon pace. The reps were slightly quicker. The first one was not way too quick, but was like I think it was about 9 seconds too quick on the rep, and then I managed to dial it back again, still about 5 seconds quicker than what the rep should have been, and then 4 by 150 meters. So maybe that's why I feel a bit like that today, or maybe it's the mindset of, oh, I've got a sports massage later. But now that's pretty much the hard work done. I've got one shakeout run on Saturday, and then Sunday is the race. Teaching core class tonight and strength class tomorrow, but I'm literally going to try and take it as easy as I can, just like the bare minimum to teach, no weights, and then just give myself every advantage for Sunday as possible. Got loads of exciting stuff like going on at the moment. We booked our wedding venue yesterday. I've got a dress appointment today. On Friday, I hope I can say this, but I've got a photo shoot with Skimitar. They did our vests, then they asked me to be a brand ambassador, and then they've asked me to go to Worcester on Friday for a photo shoot. I've never done anything like this in my life, so it's like, what? But I feel like a proper amateur there, but just an opportunity that I couldn't say no to. So I've had to reshuffle a few things around this week to make sure that I can fit it all in. But yeah, I mean, it's nice when you've got stuff going on. Just means that my mind's not too much on Sunday's race and can just enjoy everything else that's going on in the week. Just finished up with my sports massage appointment. Gone to see Rudy at the treatment lab, and all good. He said that there wasn't really many tight spots today, which was surprising. And it's just sort of a general routine sports massage ahead of Sunday's race. Now, with a sports massage, some people are happy to go and get it done the day before they go and do a session or go and do their run. But personally, I feel like the day after a sports massage, my legs feel quite lethargic and quite heavy. So Wednesday or Thursday before a race on a Sunday is when I kind of go for my sports massage, really get the benefits of it. And then my legs will feel fresh later on in the week, hopefully. And in normal times, I would try to have a sports massage every sort of like 4 or so weeks. I just feel like it's a really good way of keeping on top of injuries, managing any niggles, rather than sort of just only going to see a physio when you physically need to because something's cropped up or happened. So yeah, that's my advice to anyone. I know that it's obviously not a cheap thing, but it's worth the investment in your body to ensure you keep on top of it. So yeah. Got registration over here, some portaloos, big old green space.
Starting in this wave, so this is the group aiming for between 4 and 6 hours for the marathon, or for between 2 and 3 hours for the half marathon.
Enjoy it! Have a good time! See you out there!
The time won't start until you go over that start line. See loads of people making sure their satellites are working. Bingham just gone through.
So,
Then we got
start line is up here as well as the finish line. It's a 7 kilometre loop.
Darren Barnes.
And if you're finishing your laps, well, if you haven't finished it, essentially go to the left. And then when you're around on your last line, you start
Kevin
finish.
Knight,
Well,
Adrian
finishing the
Pryor,
finish.
sorry, Andrew Pryor, Alan Smith.
So here we are, we're in Essex, well, Saffron Walden, Debden Airfield. It's close to 11 AM and we're in the third wave. So they had waves going off at 9 and 10 o'clock. It's a 7 kilometre loop, so they've got half and full marathon today. And so up here, they've got the finish line. This is where everyone's congregating, and then they're going to bring us through and take us through to the finish line. Now, I don't think in this video yet I've kind of said much about what my plan is today, but I guess the first lap is going to be just above 7-minute miles, then the second lap just sneaking under, and then the last lap just give it what I've got. So we'll see how it goes today. One of those things where kind of try and keep your cards close to your chest. I'll just see how the legs feel, because I was hoping they'd feel fresher, and they are. I've done a warm-up. Yep, 7 minutes to go. But yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes today. Have some fun, enjoy it. Second race back, but first proper race. So I'm racing it today. But yeah. Oh, aren't they good doing their strides? So once again, I have failed miserably in terms of trying to get some race footage, because I see other YouTubers and they're so amazing with like capturing as much footage, but I'm just like there trying to soak up the day. Also trying to get pictures for people, because trying to like, with YouTube, you need to turn your camera around this way. And then if you want to get stuff for Instagram, it's around that way. And yeah, essentially I was just rubbish on Sunday in trying to get some footage for this video. But basically Sunday did not go my way at all. I'll leave the splits on the side of the screen, and as I said, the race strategy was to start off just above 7-minute miles and then try and work my way into each lap. And going off a little bit more reserved like that really didn't work in my favour on Sunday at all. In actual fact, like I find that like once I settle into a rhythm, that's kind of it, and then I kind of stay at that pace, and you can kind of see that by the splits. The first lap came and went quite quickly, and I couldn't work out if I was like feeling okay or like was it feeling comfortable. I think it was. And then, you know, the second lap came round and I was due to kind of try and push it, and I tried to kick on in, I think you can see like my quickest mile, I tried to push on at that point and my legs were just not having any of it, and I essentially just couldn't get into the next gear on Sunday. And then after the second lap, I was just like, because I couldn't get into that next gear, I wanted to give up and quit. And I was like, I'm not coming all this way just to quit in a half marathon. So I kind of just slogged it out to the end, to be honest. And it was really, really disappointing. And even still thinking about it now, there's a lot of emotions that are rising up here. And yeah, I don't want to get upset about it, but it is really disappointing that I just couldn't get into the second gear. And I'll be really open and honest, and James and I have had like some conversations about this afterwards, and I feel like I'm scared of the half marathon distance, of really putting myself out there now, because my PB is from 2018, where I like was able to go under the 90-minute barrier, but it hurt so much. Like I've never experienced pain like it, and I feel like I'm trying to suppress that memory now. And I'm also then quite scared of putting myself into that position again. And I've like said over the last few years, like I don't want to do another sub 90 again until I'm in like a 128 shape, which is kind of like, doesn't really make sense if I'm being honest. So I think, one, I'm scared of the distance again, so I probably didn't go into Sunday wanting it enough. So I think now having Sunday has kind of given me that fire to want it again. So, you know, the sub 90 target is back on, and I want to get back to that position. And also, although you've seen some footage of Friday, and it's scimitar, not scimitar, scimitar, The photo shoot was incredible. It was such an amazing experience, but I was up at 3 o'clock. I was on site by 6 o'clock and was there all day. I didn't leave until just after 3 o'clock. So by the time that I got home, it had been about 15 hour day. And as well, there was a lot of running, a lot more running than what I thought it would be. Obviously, it's on a running photo shoot, but we just was basically doing laps of the track. We were doing sprints, we were doing strides. We were trying to get loads of action shots in the pitch, in the different clothing. I think it just basically took a lot more out of me than what I realised. Probably as well, maybe racing the weekend before may not have helped. I also think that on Friday and Saturday I didn't drink enough water. Sunday was quite a warm day. On the course it was only sort of like cups. So there's just lots of things that didn't go in my favour on Sunday, and it's a real shame, but it's happened. And with every race that you don't do what you expect to, it's a reason to, or a lesson to be learned, and basically stuff to apply into next time. Aside from that, the positives were that I finished. It was great to be back racing. I saw a few people that I know, and it's always great to see friendly faces. Met a few new people. It's always great to make new friends. And basically our clients all did amazing. And special shout outs to our 2 clients, Sammy and Sean, husband and wife. Sammy did a 3:15 marathon, just absolutely unbelievable. She absolutely bossed it on Sunday. She said it was the hardest thing she's ever done in her life, but obviously trying to get a PB, it kind of sometimes is. But yeah, she shaved 6 minutes off her marathon PB to get down to 3:15, and Sean did a 1:54 half. Now, he's never broken the sub-2 barrier, so to break the sub-2 barrier on your first half marathon in 1:54, he just flew around the course. So James has been working with Sean over the last few months and really just pushing him outside of his comfort zone, and that's kind of what he really needed to get used to put himself into that position on Sunday. And yeah, he flew. He did a half marathon in December, and I think he did about 2:19. It's not his PB. His PB before that was about 2:02, but it just goes to show the position that he was in December and what James has managed to get him to in April. On top of that, Sean's obviously been doing our core classes, our stretching classes in the running hub as well, and that's just all been a contributing factor. Same thing with Sammy. I've been training Sammy for, it's coming up to 3 years now. And when she first started with me, her PB was like 4 something. It might have been just under 4, but her recent marathon before that was like 4 something, and now she's running a 3:15 with aspirations to run quicker, although she'll probably say no. We also had the Galvins out there as well. So we had the lovely Sadie, who was due to do the marathon, but she was really sensible and stopped after halfway. She got her medal and just decided that she's got another marathon in 5 weeks' time. Her calf was giving her a bit of a niggle, so she just was sensible and stepped away from the course and got her half marathon done, which was great. And her husband Pete did fantastic on Sunday. It wasn't the race that he wanted either. However, again, he persevered, he carried on, and he powered through to get that medal as well. So yeah, it was just a fantastic day being back out at races. A shame for me that it wasn't what I wanted, but just to celebrate other people's achievements on the day was just fantastic. We had such a good time. And my promise to you this week is that I will get some better footage of this week. I'll try and document the week a little better. I think last week was just like absolutely chaotic in the sense of everything that was going on. Not chaotic, again, that was a bit much, but it just was a lot going on last week. And when there's a lot going on, I don't just get to film as much. But this wasn't a target race for me. So back to the drawing board. As I've always said, we just have to learn from the mistakes that we may make. Sometimes you don't understand how things may have gone wrong, but I kind of know where things went wrong for Sunday, and I hold my hands up to it. I need to want it more. I need to really sort of put myself outside of my comfort zone again in that racing sense, and also not to do too much in your taper. Although like I preach about what the taper's like and I kind of normally get it right, I got it wrong this time, and never mind. It's again something to make sure that I don't do next time. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in week 8 of marathon training. So the long runs are going back up now, I think. So see you then.